He is part of the fabric of baseball in the biggest city in this country.
For many generations, there will only be one, the voice of the New York Yankees.
The Golden Pipes, John Sterling.
Stepping up to the microphone is the voice of the New York Yankees. Here is John Sterling.
Well, Susan, thank you. And once again, good afternoon, everyone.
Swung on it, hit in the air to deep right center. It is high, it is far, it is gone. Burn, baby, burn.
A thriller by Godzilla.
The Bambino, the Giambino.
Robbie Cano, but don't you know? Oh, he's positively swishalicious.
Hell, happy time. Let the party begin.
It's an A-bomb from A-Rod.
The most happy fella. A Stantonian home run. Swung on. There it goes. Deep left, it is high. It is far. It is gone. Number 62.
Guy Green. He's done it. That's 602 career saves.
Swung on. He's going to get it. He makes the catch. A perfect game. 27 up. 27 down. Baseball immortality. Base hit. Right field. Richardson scores on a base hit by Derek Jeter. Is that unbelievable? Or is that unbelievable?
So Derek Jeter, in his final game, you can't make this stuff up.
That's baseball, Susan.
Swung on and looped to shallow center field. It is a base hit. Posada goes to second in one of the greatest comebacks you'll ever see. Didi Gregorius makes Yankee fans euphorious.
The Grandy Man can. No, the Grandy Man can. Solade. Whoa, whoa. The sun will come out. Tanaka.
Line base hit. Left field. How do you like that? Oh, is he good? Oh, do we love Soto.
You're on the mark, Teixeira. And Teixeira and Damon go back to back. In a belly to belly.
Swung on and hit in the air. The deep left. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. I don't believe it. The most unbelievable feat in World Series history. Swung on and popped up again. Off third. Hayes has room. Hayes makes the catch. Ball game over. World Series over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Wow, how do I follow that one up? Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Empire 161 Show, Season 5, Episode 4. And yep, that was the John Sterling highlight package, courtesy of the New York Yankees. Yeah, that was the video that they showed yesterday at John Sterling Day and the ceremony prior to the game. Yes, and I'm sure if you're watching this, you are well aware that John Sterling announced his retirement last week. So figured a touching way to, a fitting way to open up our show. But yeah, thanks for joining us on this Sunday evening as always. If you're joining us on Facebook, joining us on YouTube or X or Twitter, and wherever you found your audio-only podcast, we appreciate the support. Yeah, we got a lot to get to today. So a lot of baseball and a lot of other stuff to get to. So we will in a second, but yeah, I am Ed, and with me as always is Lyssa. Lyssa, what is up? How was your week this week?
I almost can't talk because I'm still on cloud 9.
Okay.
We'll get to that later. We're gonna get to it in a couple of minutes, actually, but I'll explain why I'm on cloud 9. If you all haven't seen Ed's promo teaser today, then you might not have a clue. But if you saw his promo teaser, you absolutely know what I'm going to talk about. I will try not to talk about it for the entire episode. But we do have other things to talk about. We're going to be talking about our series versus the Blue Jays, which did not go our way, but that's okay. And we're going to talk about the series with Tampa, which did go our way. We did win that series. We're going to talk a little bit more in depth about John Sterling's retirement. What an amazing career. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to talk about that. We're going to talk about, because the other thing that happened that day was Aaron Judge bobblehead day. And while we both got our bobbleheads, it was crazy. And then we're going to talk about what I'm calling my date with destiny.
All right. So why don't we just get to it? Why don't we lead off the show with that? Because we'll talk about John in a second when we get to John Sterling Day during our recap. So yeah, Lyssa got to go to Yankees Legacy Club photo day today, which took place prior to today's game. And I pretty much it went how I thought exactly how it was going to go. So yeah, this is an event that the Yankees do have every year where they kind of have this thing where Legacy Club members, season ticket holders of various levels, get to come to the field. They line up along the warning track, and the players and coaches and stuff, and like various medias. I saw Meredith Marakovitz and Susan Waldman and stuff like that. Jeff Nelson and stuff were like also a part of this event. And you get to kind of like take pictures with them and stuff like that, and do a little quick meet and greet. So Lyssa did experience that, and if you do follow our show, I'm pretty sure you can take a wild guess of who she was the most excited to meet. And yeah, go ahead, Lyssa. You can take it over from there.
So let me first just start by publicly saying that the only reason why I got to go is the New York Rangers. The New York Rangers, God bless them, had a playoff game today. And Ed is also a big Rangers fan and a Knicks fan. Well, no, sorry. No, he goes to Knicks games. He's not a Knicks fan.
It's complicated.
It's a complicated.
It's complicated with the Knicks.
Yes, it's complicated. But anyway, Ed and his lovely wife, Angie, my two dear friends, had tickets to the Rangers game and the Yankees game. And they couldn't go to the Yankees game, so they gave the Yankees tickets to somebody else. But then Ed realized that he had the meet and greet tickets. And he blessed me with those tickets. And man, was it a blessing. Because everybody, you've been watching this show I've been on it for 3 seasons. I met the love of my life today, finally. I met Giancarlo Stanton. Oh my God. And let me tell you, the television doesn't lie. He's even more beautiful in person. He's so freaking tall and gorgeous. And even in the 3 seconds that I had with him was really nice. And I don't think you all might think it's a joke, but when he came out of the dugout, because it started with the relievers came out, right? The relievers came out and walked. I was on the right field side. They went to the left field side, so we had to wait for them to come around. And then a couple other people came around on the right field side, so they kind of like swapped. Oh, okay. But the people on the right field side were like some of the coaches, right? So which like that's cool. I knew who some of them were. Some of them I was like, I have no idea who this guy is. Hey, how you doing? And then about 15 minutes later, you see a group of guys come out of the dugout and head to left field, where I was. And among them were the 2 tallest. And as soon I saw Aaron Judge right away, you can't miss the guy, no matter how far away you were. Yeah. And I was like, that's Aaron Judge. And then my friend was like, is Giancarlo there? And then I saw somebody like run up next to him, and I was like, woo! Ed, no lie, I didn't think it was gonna happen. I got teary-eyed. As soon as I saw him walking towards our side first. And I was like, get it together. You cannot cry in front of this man. We had a really good spot because we were next to a family with 3 cute kids, right? So they were going to stop at the kids. Mm-hmm. I got nervous, though, because a cameraman filmed because it was all the starters that came to left field first. Okay. So I got nervous because the cameraman filmed them and was like walking like right in front of us. And I'm like, this cameraman gets in my way and I cannot say hi to this man. I'm going to have a problem. So thankfully, like he stopped filming them, and Juan Soto came. There's a couple. I posted all the pictures on our Instagram page. So there's this really cool picture, and shout out to my friend Cindy because she took a lot of them of like Juan Soto, Gleyber Torres, and 2 other people, and they were all like, "Yay!" to our area. But she caught a picture, and it looks like they were all looking at her like a group picture. It's really cool.
Okay.
And then behind them came the most beautiful vision in the world. And he barely said hi to the family. Like he said hi to the family. He wasn't being rude, but like I'm right next to them, right? So like it's like adults after them for a little bit. And I'm like, shh, he might not stop. So he comes over, and as soon as he gets like right here, I'm like, Giancarlo, excuse me, can I have a picture with you? And he was like, of course. He took
Nice.
with me.
Nice.
And my friend was like, shh, and she took video, and I have the biggest smile on my face. And then I turned and said, thank you. And he looked at me and he said, you're welcome. And then he
Wow.
and I was like,
so the way I'm picturing this is kind of like for those who may have seen Wayne's World, you know, like when it's just like the whole Dreamweaver sequence there, whenever they go ahead and Wayne Caesar. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm imagining. This is kind of how you like that was through your eyes. It was kind of like that.
pretty much. And then Aaron Judge was right behind him. I didn't physically get a picture with Aaron Judge, but there's a picture of me and he's behind me, but not looking.
Okay.
Because he was saying hi to everybody. And then I found out that Ron Marinaccio went to my college.
Really?
Yes, I did not know that. There were people next to me, and one of them had a UD shirt on. Mm-hmm. So of course, every time I see people from University of that have University of Delaware stuff on, I'm always like, "Hey!" And the guy said, as Ron Marinaccio was coming, he was like, "Yeah, he went there too." And I was like, "He did? I didn't know that." What I did know was Baltimore Ravens quarterback Joe Flacco. He went to Delaware.
Yes.
He went to Delaware like 2 years after I graduated. Okay. So Ron Marinaccio is obviously a lot younger than me, but yeah, he went to Delaware. So I thought that was cool. So I took a picture with him. Carlos Rodon took a picture with me, and he got the closest out of all of the, like he came in like, it looks like he's my friend. Like you'll see the picture in the post that I have, but he came up and he was like right next to me. That's a cute picture. Nestor Cortez flew by. I was disappointed in that. Anthony Volpe, I think, stopped at every group. Like it took him so long to get through the entire line. And then Anthony Rizzo, unfortunately, but he started in right field and then came around. By the time he got to us, they were like, okay, like the ushers were like, okay, bye. Wow, so we didn't really get to say hi to him. Garrett Cole, I saw Garrett Cole. Clay Holmes. There's a lot of tall guys on that team. Dennis Santana, really tall. Yeah. There's also a lot of short guys on the team. You know, I was disappointed. I didn't notice. I think he might have been in that one group I was talking about. I didn't personally see Oswaldo Cabrera, who I would have liked to have seen. But I saw, who else did I see? Trevino. I mean, I saw pretty much everybody. Like, it was Aaron Boone took a picture with me.
I did see that one. I caught that one. In between periods and stuff, I was checking to see. I was trying to take a look at your photos.
I mean, the most important one was Giancarlo, though.
I know. I know that was the one. As long as you got that one, I think everything else was gravy after that. But.
Listen, if anybody out there knows, you know, like a restaurant he likes or something, please tell me. I need to meet this man again in real life for more than 5 seconds. I really do.
Listen, talk to Tim, because Tim seems to be stalker Tim mode. So if he ever sees him around like his Disney building, I'm sure he'll probably track him down and maybe have like everything on him after that. All right. Anything else on photo day though that you want to drop in? I mean, I figured it was going to be highlighted by Stanton and stuff, and you did a pretty good job breaking it down. And I could tell, like, you're still, jacked up on this. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to sleep tonight or not, or maybe you just might crash and sleep. I mean, that's
you know what? I couldn't sleep last night. I actually woke up at 4:30 in the morning, and I was in the middle of a dream. No joke. I barely remember my dreams. I was dreaming that we were waiting in the outfield, and just as players were starting to come out of the dugout, I woke up and I was like, "No, go back to sleep. Let's see what happens in the dream." and I stayed up from 4:30 till 5:30, and I had to force myself to go back to sleep because I had to be at the stadium at 10 o'clock, 10:15, and I had to force myself to go back to sleep for like another hour and a half because it was like Christmas. It was like Christmas for me. No, but it was really cool though. I have to say, like, I'm trying to think. Anybody that passed by us, nobody seemed to be like, like too cool. Like everybody was just like, thank you all for being here, shaking hands, giving pounds, blah blah blah. There were some people in the crowd. Like there was this guy that was standing behind me and my friend who was on his phone the whole time. And I don't know if it was his son or his brother or whatever, a young, like a teenager. The kid was taking selfies with everybody that passed by, but the guy didn't even, like, it was so annoying, Ed. He didn't even know who anybody was, except for, like, obvious people like Aaron Judge. Like, he was like, oh, who's this guy? I don't even know. And he's talking on the phone. And I had to, like, turn around a couple of times and be like, it's effing Garrett Cole. Like, Cy Young winner, it's Garrett Cole. Like, why are you asking? Stop talking, go away. Let your kid just take all the pictures and like just go. You're not even paying attention. You're just you're acting like you know everybody to your friend on the phone, but you know nothing. Like,
unfortunately, Lisa, I've noticed, again, I obviously attend a lot of sporting events. I really, really enjoy it. I feel like it's, like you're a part of the game more and stuff like that. And it's cool on TV and stuff. And don't get me wrong, but always prefer to be live. A lot of crap you hear, fans who go to games talking about stuff, they usually expose themselves eventually of not knowing their ass from their elbow when they're talking about it. And again, there's different levels of fandom. I get that. I try very difficult not to judge people about this. And it's cool. You enjoy it however the hell you want to enjoy it. It's fine. It's just that when you start passing yourself off for knowing, like really being knowledgeable, and then all of a sudden the next few sentences out of your mouth, like there's times where I want to turn around and just be like, what is, like that Batman and Robin give where it just like smacks them. That's kind of what I want to do, like most of the time. It's like, you're not a fan, wham.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of crowd. We heard some of this at the Ranger game today too, by the way. The people behind us, it was interesting. But and there's a lot of crap that you hear. And Yankee games, every game, there's no fan base that gets past it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's just whatever you're passing yourself on. But if you're passing someone who's knowledgeable and the person next to you who's at the game or the event, like in your situation, don't be a poser. Just be like, yes, I'm a casual, maybe a little less, whatever.
Yeah, like I'm here for the kid, not me, right? Like,
yeah, and that's cool. Like that's cool.
And then go talk on your phone, like by the wall.
Yeah, like go get lost. Like let the kid do his thing. Get out of here, kid. Dude, I mean, that's someone who I wish was not someone else. I wish somebody else could be there.
I know.
Can really enjoy it.
I do want to give a special shout out though. My friend Cindy, she came with me and I said, you gotta come. And she was like, all right, I'm going with you. I could care less. I don't even know who half of them are. She's like,
she's being honest though.
Yeah. I mean, and she likes the Yankees, but she doesn't love,
which is fine. Which is fine.
Baseball's not her sport, right? So but she was like, I know this is gonna make you happy. I know that if you have even 5 seconds with Giancarlo Stanton, your life is gonna be made. She was right. And she took all the video, all the photos of every photo that I'm in with the person, she took. Which was great, because if it was just me, because I would have gone alone if I really had to, it would have been, selfies, and I wouldn't have been able to get Aaron Judge or Giancarlo Stanton in a selfie because they're so much taller than me. Giancarlo Stanton was standing 4 feet behind me and still towered over me in that picture.
Let's say in those pics, he does not look like he's that far away from you at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, all right, 3 feet, 3 feet away, but he wasn't close enough.
Obviously.
But anyway, it was a really cool experience, I have to say. I had never heard of that before. I didn't even know that, you had been to it or you had missed it before, whatever it was.
I'm 0 for 2.
Say it again?
I'm 0 for 2. I think last year, because they just you just get an email completely out of nowhere. And it's usually not in that much more time in advance. It's usually a week in advance.
Jeez.
Hey, you want to sign up for photo day, redeem, just go ahead and click yes. And you have to have tickets to the game. And well, I think last year I just didn't have tickets to that game, and I actually had something else to do that day. So I was like, am I really going to go through a lot of this to buy the tickets to the game? And it was too late to trade in at that point, and yada yada. I'm like, I'm not going to even claim it because, I don't want to claim it and then somebody else can't go. Like, I'm sure there's a limited number of people that can go to the event. So I was like, I'm not. Last year I couldn't even claim it, but I think this is the second time I've seen it pop up. So, hopefully, knock on wood, next year, it allows it, or maybe the NHL actually puts the Rangers on in prime time instead. Because that's what I thought was going to happen. I was like guaranteed. I was like, awesome, Yankees. I get the event. Yankees at 1:30. Head straight to MSG because that's what I did yesterday. I went straight to MSG, and there was traffic galore on that. But still made it in plenty of time. Free parking in the street again. I do. Like, I'm not paying for parking. And then got in there comfortably, got our food, did the thing, and that's it. And I was like, this might happen 2 days in a row. This is crazy. Not so much. So, hey, again, I'm super excited, genuinely. Not just saying this, excited that you got to go and you got to experience it. And again, it played out essentially exactly what I thought it was going to play out. So, awesome. That really is awesome. That is phenomenal. So it worked out. The universe has strange ways of doing things, and
it does. It does, because I really never thought I'd be 3 feet away from him.
Nice. All right. So let's get to some on-field baseball as well. Let's get to our weekly recap before we do that. So let's go back to the Yanks series in Toronto. Early last week, it was last Monday. Unfortunately, the Yanks dropped the opener by a final of 3-1. Luis Gil took a no decision in this one. Not great. 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 7 walks. That's the eye-popping one. 7 walks, 6 Ks because, right, we both agree. We like Luis Gil's stuff. Looks like he's got electric stuff, but that control just has to get down. If you're going to last up here, that's what it's going to be. And we'll talk about him more later on in the show. But for this start, that was troublesome. And Oswaldo Cabrera, though, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Anthony Volpe, 1 for 4 with his 6th stolen base of the season. Yanks offense, though, on the night, only 4 hits. So you scored 1 run, 4 hits. Does not look good for you. We'll put it that way. It was, as we like to quote Joe Girardi, it's not what you want.
It's not what you want.
It's definitely not what you want. So, yeah, that was a tough one. Which will take us to Tuesday night, where the Yanks did rally, though. They were down considerably, but then rallied, but it fell short by a final of 5-4. Carlos Rodon took the loss. His record's now 1-1 on the season. 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 5 Ks. So not horrendous, but also not great here. More on the lesser side. He only went 4 innings. And that's the problem with him is, like, it seems to be his pitch count goes through the roof so quickly. Like, he's going to give you 5 innings at max, and this is going to burn the bullpen out. Like, we've talked about this. 162 games, you can't keep going to the bullpen for five innings a night. Like, that's just, it's not sustainable. So it's going to have an effect down the line, like a domino effect eventually. Jose Trevino, though, 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Nice night for him. Alex Verdugo, 2 for 4 with a run scored. And Oswaldo Cabrera, again, he's going to be mentioned a lot here. 1 for 3 with an RBI and a double there. So Yanks did fall short in that one, but if they're going to fall short, you're going to want them to rally in the losses and stuff like that. So that's usually a sign of a team that's going to fight, every single night. And with that loss, though, the Yanks' first series loss of the season, not that was going to be something that was going to be perfectly sustainable, but we will take that there. They did salvage the rubber game, though, Wednesday afternoon with a rally that was completed as the Yanks took that one 6-4. Marcus Stroman got a no decision, 5 1/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 2 Ks. So, solid start. Not like outstanding, though. Mainly because of the 5 1/3. Gonzalez, though, came in, got the win pushing his record to 1-0 out of the bullpen. Clay Holmes picked up his 7th save of the season. The big knock, though, was Juan Soto, 3 for 5 with his 4th home run of the season, a double, and 2 RBIs and 2 walks. Aaron Judge, 1 for 5, 2 RBIs, but that one was the one that put them ahead there. There was a tie game. He pulled one that barely stayed fair down the left field line, so that was a big knock there. It was one I was hoping was going to get him going there for a little bit, but we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Oswaldo, though, 2 for 4, runs scored, and another double there. Giancarlo Stanton, 1 for 3 with his 5th home run of the season and a walk. That was also a big home run that kind of also started getting things going. You know, that was a moonshot that he hit to left center field. Yeah, yep. that was bonkers. So, real good win for the Yanks, though, in this one. You know, as you go ahead and they went into their off day with a victory and coming back home. But Yanks would go ahead in another late rally as they beat the Rays 5-3. This one was a pitcher's duel for most of it until the Yanks exploded later in the game. Clark Schmidt took the no decision, 5 1/3. There's a lot of that 5 1/3 here. Yanks starters, I mean, they haven't been terrible, but not giving them a lot of length, though. 7 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 7 Ks. Clay Holmes picked up his 8th save of the season. Juan Soto, 1 for 4 with his 5th home run of the season, which was a big 3-run blast. 3 RBIs for him on the night. Anthony Volpe, 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. And I did have a note here on Juan Soto, which I did want to mention here. So Juan Soto, by the way, at this point in the year, was 26 hits, 18 walks, 5 home runs, 20 RBIs. The only other Yankee to reach each of those totals or more in their first 20 games played of the season was Lou Gehrig back in 1934. Sheesh. Who had 28 hits, 18 walks, 6 homers, and 25 RBIs, and that is courtesy of the great Katie Sharp on X. So nice, strong work again for her there. But also in this game, the Yankees, another fun fact about this game, this is the 4th time in franchise history the Yankees won a game despite having 9 or more fewer hits than the opponent. The other times that happened was July 27th, 1956 versus the A's, July 1st, 1956, so that happened twice in one season, versus the Nationals, and August 11th, 1938 versus the Nationals again. Not the exact incarnation of the Nationals that we have today, but yeah, we're always kind of blown away, right, by the times where it's like in Yankee history where, again, because their history is so long, so that's a bit nuts there. And that takes us to yesterday, which was Aaron Judge 62 bobblehead day, which was made up from last season. And it was rescheduled for today. So Lyssa and I both had tickets to that game, and we ended up trading them in for this one. We'll get to details on that in a second. But on the field, though, the Yanks did get shut out by the Rays by a final 2-0 in 10 innings. You know, a courtesy of the Manfred man, which if there wasn't, I'm pretty sure that game may have still been going on right now. No, I mean, just saying, it was a pitcher's duel, but man,
yeah, it was.
There was no, I'm saying both starting pitchers, Effin and Nestor, who he was the highlight here. He took.
God, Nestor had such a great game. I feel so bad for him.
Yeah,
it wasn't great, but 7 innings. He went
7 innings, right? Gave you what you want out of the innings that we've been talking about. Scattered 6 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts. So I will say, easily one of Nestor's best starts of the season. Juan Soto, though, he showed up again, 2 for 4 with a double. Yanks offense only mustered up 4 hits again for the second time out of the games that we're recapping. Now, prior to the game, though, I guess let's talk about the Aaron Judge bobblehead situation here. That was nuts. Every time the Yankees have a bobblehead game, or any team, right? Most teams, at least for that, man. I'll say most teams. You know, it is crazy and stuff like that. But I felt like the crowd control was pretty suspect this time around. I mean, there virtually was none. It was basically non-existent. People were everywhere. I saw this girl who was with her boyfriend that I guarantee she needed stitches. There was like all cut up on the one side of her face. She was cursing out everyone and their mother that was around. This was by the suite entrance by gate 4.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the one.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. So I got there before you. We won't say why.
No, it's all right. You can say why. It's fine.
No, I'm not going to say why.
My wife is religiously 20 to 30 minutes late to almost everything. I'm shocked she was on time for our wedding. So go ahead.
So I got there before you, and I got there like I thought I was early. Me and my nephew got there. We got there at 10:45. I found a spot like this, and we walked over, and it was jam packed. We went to go to the clear line, and the clear line went all the way around gate 4, and I never got to the end of the line, which was probably by the beginning of gate 2. Like, I didn't even get to the end of the line because as we're walking and the clear people are going this way, like to get in, all of a sudden this lady where the suite entrance is opened up the gate and was like, people could come in here and go like they're going to gate 4. So a mad rush. It was a bad decision on that lady's part. And she worked there.
That's bad.
And a mad rush of people just like swarmed that one little opening that she made. I grabbed my nephew and like hugged him because like it was all adults around us. And then this guy must have like saw my face. He must have saw that I looked terrified about my nephew because the guy was like, come with me and my family. Come with me and my family. You're with us. You're with us. And he like made sure we went in front of him into the area where the gate 4 entrance was now created. Mm-hmm. And even while we were there, we did the whole like, like Disney World ride lines. And when we got to a certain point, somebody on the clear line opened up the gate on their own and other people started rushing in there. Like we were almost at the end of gate 4 line. And then all of a sudden a whole bunch of people started rushing us. So the guy, again, whoever this guy, I thanked him when we were online, but whoever this guy is, like, thank you, sir. Again, he was like, stick with me. Just stay with me. Just stay. You guys are with us. And he was with his like older teenage kids. But like, if it wasn't for that guy, my nephew and I probably would have still been standing there on the court on like the street on Jerome Ave. Just like, it was not organized at all. Now, I will say this. I know that the Aaron Judge bobblehead is a big thing, of course. Like it was, postponed from last year. And I know that they didn't predict this, but to have it with the John Sterling Day and the John Sterling thing was before the game, I don't think that helped. And it was a beautiful day. Like Saturday was gorgeous out.
Yeah, no, it was really nice, really, really nice out. I was actually.
So it was just like a trifecta of like, this is not going well. But it was the worst line I've ever seen at Yankee Stadium, and I've been there for World Series games. Like, I've never seen it this crazy. And people acting, like, people had to be like, yo, calm down. We're all getting in. Like, it's fine. We're all getting in. It's fine.
Well, I think it was the people because, again, the nonsense of the first 18,000, which I think is still ridiculous. And they really got to stop with that shit with the bobbleheads. Like, I don't know. I understand you don't want to overorder, but like, you know what you're going to get. Like, why can't you do the first 40,000?
No, you know, if you have an Aaron Judge bobblehead, everybody is going to like. People are going to sell out the stadium.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying though. I'm sure like whenever however it works, where they have to place orders for these things and stuff like that, like whatever. And just 18,000 though. The stadium holds, high 40,000s. So why only the first 18? Like it's just kind of stupid. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like they gotta address that. You got, or at least again 40, 35, whatever it is. 18,000. This is why people are trampling each other, killing each other to get these things, and that's why on eBay they're going for like $150. Because there's people who have the other half of it because this bobblehead is a 2-part bobblehead. It's the Aaron Judge 62 there's a Roger Maris 61. And I've also seen that as a pair for $300 on eBay. I mean, also granted right now, it's right now. Like, I would be curious to see what those prices look like in a few months, if they're still sitting there or not. Because some people might be like, get lost. I'm not paying that, which I don't blame them either. But, it's just, you also shouldn't be injuring people. Like, that's just crazy. But they got to do a better job with the crowd control. And also, maybe the clear line shouldn't just be gate 4 and 6. Like, they used to have clear at gate 2 also. Why they did away with that, I have absolutely no idea.
And gate 4 is only for suites.
Yeah, and that's also part of the problem, right? So really, all the rest of the stadium is all trying to go to one clear line at gate 6. Like, Yankees clear, whoever the hell's in charge of that, you got to be better than that.
Yeah,
you really need to, like, especially with the bobblehead days. At least for those days, or playoffs, or opening day, you should have clear 2, 4 for the regular rest of us, and 6. There should be more than one clear line. Shit, even doing at gate 8 on the other one, which I think I went into like once or twice in my life, because I'm usually never in the bleachers. That's the one that takes you directly into the bleachers. So it's just there's definitely a better solution to that. Hopefully, this opens their eyes a little bit to the situation, and maybe next time, because I think the next one is Star Wars Day on May 4th with the Garrett Cole.
That's coming up soon, yeah.
Yeah, it's another Saturday. Also, a lot of the bobbleheads are on the weekends this year.
Yeah.
So then, the next one's Garrett Cole Bobblehead Day on Star Wars Day, which happens to land on May the 4th. That is, May the 4th be with you. Like, it landed perfectly for them. So we'll see. Well, me and Tim will be going to that one. So.
All right. Well, good luck, guys.
No, I know. It's crazy because the gates are going to open at 11, right? It's also another thing for anyone going. Gates on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's 2 hours, not 90 minutes earlier. So you do what you got to do with that. But now even with the clear line getting out of control, even though it's better, again, and I think in the end, if you do get on the clear line, regardless,
it is better.
Yeah, you get yourself a good shot, but
yeah,
that was wild.
Well, I just want to say one more thing.
Yeah,
like the fans, there's no reason why you should be yelling at Yankee Stadium staff members. The people who are out there did not design the security.
No, I'm sure they didn't.
They're just enforcing it.
Or trying, because even the clear people, the people who work for Clear, I mean, I've seen a bunch of them now. Like, I almost know all their faces, and I know a couple of them, like, have said hello to me, like they've almost recognized at this point. But it's just, they're trying, but they're also not given a lot of tools. Like, there's also not like a specific Clear thing. This one person was holding a rope over there. Like, I felt bad for the guy. Like, if he let the rope down, forget it. There would have been more trampling. Like, there has to be a better way. And again, I'm hoping, knocking on wood here, that they just upgrade this before May 4th. Do something about it. Whether it's Clear, whether it's the Yankees, whoever, I think it's, I don't know, I forgot the name of the security company. Whoever it is, there's definitely a better solution to this. So hopefully this was like the thing that nudges them to get it right. And as we opened our show with the Yankees tribute video to John Sterling, that was a nice ceremony that they had beforehand. I don't know what he's going to do with that 85-inch Vizio TV that they gave. No, LG. It was LG TV. But it was a cool little ceremony. And also, that was something you could tell they kind of like put together fairly quickly. And the Yankees always do a great job with like honoring, and their ceremonies are usually really good. You can see it was on short notice. This was less than a week away. They did the best they could with it, though. So it was cool. And I saw he was in the Yes booth with Jeff Nelson and Michael Kay. So he did like kind of call an inning there. So I was hoping someone was going to hit a home run in that inning. And then like maybe we could have got one last one. But hey, his last home run.
His last one was a grand slam.
Was the Giancarlo grand slam that we happened to be there in person for. So
I just want to say, watching the video again, I wrote down some of his, more famous sayings, and I forgot about a couple of them because it's been a while. I forgot about Swishalicious, can't even say it. I forgot about that. I forgot about Robbie Cano, don't you know, which was a great one. I forgot about the Grandy Man Can. I didn't even remember the Sun Will Come Out Tonight. I don't remember that one at all. And one of my favorites all time was when they were back-to-back home runs, back-to-back, belly to belly.
With the one in the video, though, I remember being there. That was in 2009. I was there with Jerry. It was the Yankees Red Sox, and that was the clinching game. They clinched the division.
Nice.
That game.
That's
and
a good
they went back to back, and that was my old seats. We were in 412 back then. So
Mm-hmm.
when any ball was hit to right field, we knew it was gone in a heartbeat.
Uh-huh.
So because you can see the trajectory. So right off the bat, we were like already jumping up, screaming and stuff like that already. So that brought back that video really brought back a lot of memories, man. That was
it did. It really did. It was cute.
Super well done. Another thing, they do a great job with their tribute videos. The one that I actually was out of mind for a little bit was Solarte. Whoa. And I forgot about Jan Herbert Solarte, and I'm like, holy shit, that's right. Because that would crack me up. Like after a while, I just became, everyone.
It became so kitschy, yeah.
Yeah, and everyone would run to. I mean, there was a Twitter account.
Yeah.
John Sterling home run calls.
Yeah.
And like you would run to Twitter, be like, oh shit, the new guy hit a home run. I wonder what the hell it is now. And that kind of bums me out that is it. So I guess the Soto photo was the last one.
I know. So, we talked about this as we logged in because Edge saw my shirt. Of course, we're big fans of RotoWear, and RotoWear. Hey, if you want to sponsor our show, we'd love that because we both get shirts from you all the time.
Both have them now.
We both have now. So I got mine yesterday. Well, John, I thank you. Which is how he used to open the games when Susan had him step up to the mic. So. Yeah, it was really cool. I didn't know he had kids.
I've heard him talk about them briefly, but like not too much. I was aware of that part, and I know he had mentioned he was, going to spend more time with them and have dinner with them whenever they want now and stuff like that. As I heard during the interview, he did an interview with Evan and Tiki the day that the news broke. So yeah, that was interesting. By the way, as far as the shirt goes, I made a last-minute decision. I did not go with that one. I went with That's Baseball, Susan.
I'm surprised they didn't have that already.
No, they've had it, but I did want to order it amongst the 1,000 other ones that I have. Angie, I got it for Angie actually.
That's cute.
Like years ago. So I was like, something, this is the perfect time. And I'm like, I'm not gonna order both. And Angie, I was debating on this for like a good hour straight. I had them both in my cart, and I'm like, this is a tough one. And I just went the other way because I'm like, I guess when I think of, the second thing I think of John Sterling after the home run calls is usually That's Baseball. Susan.
Oh, he said it like at least once a game, at least.
So. Yeah, exactly. And I've caught myself. We even say that like on here, said it with like other friends in a group text or in person and stuff like that. So I was like, something that's for me personally, that was like a fitting one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah, they're both great. You can't go wrong either way.
Did you like, have they said who his replacement's going to be?
No, there's no official replacement. I know Justin Shackle and Babari. They're the two that are going to be splitting it. Ricky Ricardo might get in the mix a little bit. That was been some of the discussion now is who is going to be it. I guess maybe for the release for the season, the plan is to have them kind of like share. Mm-hmm. And so we won't have someone consistent. Maybe for 2025, they'll name an official replacement. I thought, we talked about this, I'm pretty sure. Going into last season, once there were other people that were going to start stepping in, we also said that the writing was on the wall. Like, I didn't think it was going to happen this quickly. I thought he was going to at least be a few more years. The guy's 86 years old, so, I could totally understand where he's just like, so I'm too old for shit. Fuck this.
You know what, though? His voice still sounds amazing. So whatever he's done with his voice to take care of it over the years, like, that's impressive.
Oh, no. I don't mean like I'm saying he's too old. I'm sure.
No.
I am the weapon. Yeah, he's just kind of like, hey.
Listen, if you could work at 86, God bless you, but you really shouldn't have to. Like,
I know he did it for the love of the game. Genuinely, like he loved it. He even talked about how he's gonna still watch every game and he's going to watch like their baseball package and stuff like that. Like this isn't going away. Like he's always been like this huge sports fan. Yeah. So I'm sure he's going to do that, but he just he's alluded that commute was just, he wasn't having it anymore. That's what I'm saying. He's kind of like, I'm over this, man.
Do you remember in the last couple of years, his housing complex caught on fire? Mm-hmm. And then I remember there was one game where on the way home from the game, it was a night game, his car broke down and Susan had to go pick him up. Like Like you as an 80 whatever year old person, you shouldn't have to do that. Also, like Yankees, why does he have a driver?
Maybe that was his choice. I don't know.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe
Maybe it was his choice, but
yeah, hopefully.
I'm happy that he's gonna enjoy the years that he has left. I'm glad that he's healthy and it wasn't a health issue that he's mentioning. I am curious to see who's gonna be his replacement. Whoever it was today, when I went to use the ladies' room at one point, it was not Justin Shackle. I did not recognize. That was It was that other person. Okay. Yeah. I personally like Ricky Ricardo.
See, it's funny because my cousin Robert, who you had commented that time, about he was commenting on one of my posts or something like that, and we were talking about him.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he's a big Mets fan. It's funny, Dave. He texted me this morning about Ricky Ricardo, but it did make me think though. Ricky Ricardo is the Spanish language voice of the Yankees.
I know who would do it. Who would do that one?
Well, you're right. So you can't. You fix one thing, but then you're gonna have to have his replacement then.
Yeah.
So Ricky Ricardo is doing every game already, just in Spanish. So
yeah,
my guess is, and I think if I understand, Ricky Ricardo is not exactly a spring chicken either.
No, it's probably gonna be Justin Shackle or the other guy.
Yeah, or who was the other dude that filled in last year? He's actually the Islanders guy right now. His name's not coming to me right now. He was really good too. I forget.
Not Ryan Rucco.
No, and I'm shocked. Well, actually, he was a guy who I think if he was available, I think he would probably be in the running for this. But Ryan Rucco, I mean,
he's like the Ryan Seacrest of sports.
Yeah, he works for ESPN. He's doing NBA. He's doing I think he's like the guy for WNBA games. Like he's their main guy. He does he does Yankee games for Yes when he fills in for Michael Kay also. If Michael Kay wasn't doing TV, I mean, he worked with him, so he would have thought he would have been a natural successor. It's kind of interesting, but trying to pull up Islanders play-by-play announcer right here so I can. Brandon Burke, that's who it is. So Brandon Burke also, I'm sure I know he did some games last year, and I liked him when I heard him also. And I think he was the play-by-play guy when the brief time when Peacock had the Sunday, they were trying the Sunday morning games, which didn't work. I mean, it lasted 2 years, and I guess it didn't work for either side. So I don't know. He's another guy who I wouldn't be surprised if he went for it, but I guess I would probably be good with any of the three of them, but I wouldn't also mind seeing one of the young guys like Justin Shackle get the shot, because I kind of thought when he took over for Sweeney Murdy in a pre and post game that was the natural progression. Like that was kind of them unofficially saying you're John's successor, over time. And I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this shakes out. So
yeah,
I'm pretty curious to see, because there really is like a number of people who would be great candidates.
And it could be somebody that's like doing it in another market right now that we're not even aware of.
Could be somebody we've never even thought of right now.
Yeah.
So, all right, and also there was a game earlier today. There was a baseball game that was played where the Yanks did go ahead and held on for a 5-4 victory. Luis Gil picked up the win. His first of the season. His record's now 1-1, 5 2/3, 2 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 9 Ks. So much better start than we got last time. Victor Gonzalez got his second save of the season. This I did catch like the last 2 innings because it lined up perfectly. I was watching it on the Yes app with the second intermission. I was actually very excited about that. Alex Verdugo was 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Anthony Rizzo 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored as well, and a walk. And Oswaldo Cabrera 2 for 4 with an RBI as well. So the Yanks do go ahead and take 2 out of 3 from the Rays before welcoming in the Oakland A's. So good series went back and forth. I mean, the Rays always are a pain in the butt for the Yankees, regardless. There's hardly ever easy wins against them. So, again, good to see they took that one.
Yeah, me too. And the game felt dragged on, especially because Saturday's game was only 2 hours. Did you know that?
That game, Lisa,
So quick.
Game was going so fast. Lyssa, it was like 5 innings, and it wasn't barely an hour old.
Yeah.
And I mentioned I was heading to the Knicks game, so I was also like, this is great. Just win the game, though. Just win the fucking game. Like, you know, I mean, could you get a 2-hour game? I mean, for my own purposes, I couldn't have asked for like a better situation.
Except for a win.
Yes, that was that was the part that did bum me out. And TJ, who was with us, shout out to TJ, Rick's brother-in-law, who was at the game with us as well. He was, you know, he gave a little ribbing after the game, like joking around, but he was also like, the Rays are a mess right now, so I can't really talk too much. Dude, that guy finds his way into crazy stuff. He's seen a road no-hitter, or I think maybe in a perfect game. He was the guy who filled in my ticket for the Derek Jeter's 3,000th hit.
Oh.
He went with my father, and they were in the left field bleachers. Tickets that just happened to be casually handed to me after a rainout the night before, which I was there for. So TJ does pretty well. He was enjoying the John Sterling stuff and stuff like that. He actually got to do the 99 burger and gave it.
I had that today.
2 thumbs up. I also like the fact that they have like a lot of them now, and it's easy.
Yeah. You know what I finally had that it wasn't that great? That mac and cheese.
Oh, they have it?
They have it now. And
not great.
The bacon was good. The mac and cheese was good. The ranch was good. The chicken was cold.
Chicken was good. I wouldn't have seen that one coming.
The chicken, I think it's because the chicken was like, she took it out of something that was like behind where they had the other stuff. Like
not where they heat it and
bucket.
stuff.
Yeah. But the chicken part was cold, and I was like, oh man, this is not as good as I thought it would be. So anyway, I wanted to say one quick thing about today's game. 2 quick things. Luis Gil, his 9 strikeouts were his career high. Nice. So that's awesome for him. And then Victor Gonzalez on the Jumbotron, it said that prior to this game, he had 5 straight games without a run scored. So now it's 6.
Nice. Hey, listen, the kids seizing the opportunity, because when, you know, knock on wood, when Garrett Cole is back, hopefully sooner than later, because we've been getting great reports on Garrett Cole's progress, and so that's welcoming. Not so good on DJ LeMahieu's. But make it difficult, you know, like you want to stay, make it difficult. So maybe you're not the odd man out. Yeah. You know, maybe they got to rethink somebody else here. So I do think it's always great to have a healthy competition, you know, amongst teammates. And in the starting rotation, hey, Cole's taking somebody's spot. So
yes, he is.
Just basically, if you need extra motivation, make sure it's not mine.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see, though, because again, we've liked Luis Gil for a little while now. As long as he gets that control underway, we think he could be, you know, pretty big for them moving forward. I guess before we get to our awards, though, I just wanted to mention Aaron Judge.
Oh man, we forgot to mention that yesterday.
Yes,
Aaron Judge bobblehead day, he got booed for going 0 for 4. I was shocked.
I mean, he handled it really well, by the way, also. Because,
he did. I saw his answer.
He was even like, hey, I would do the same if I was in their position and stuff like that, and I would expect him not to do anything, you know, less than that. So he's like, I've even heard worse. So it's fine. I mean, again, he's had a rough patch, but I just think that, well, let me just run through the numbers right now, because, I mean, his WAR, for those who care, I don't give 2 shits about WAR, is 0.3. In 78 at bats, he has only 14 hits, 3 home runs. He's hitting 179, 7 runs scored, 11 RBIs. He had the 1 stolen base yesterday. 323 on base percentage, only a 359 slug. OPS is 682, and his OPS plus is 98. So pretty rough all around. I'm going to tell you the truth. Like, I'm going to still chalk this up as a slow start, and that does happen. I mean, I get it, as great as he is. Like, that does happen. I'm just honestly hoping that he's not hurt. But, like, if it's the toe situation again, which he commented prior to the season, like, he's just going to have to manage forever. I guess I'm just kind of shocked that there's still no, like, surgery that wasn't done in the offseason. I found that to be a little bit weird, but hey, I'm no doctor, you know. but also that whole abdominal thing that we got late in spring training, right? Like I'm starting to wonder if that's it, or if we're just playing investigators because we're trying to explain away a slow start. I mean, that also could happen. I mean, hey, Mark Teixeira's entire career, he was ice cold every April. So just Aaron Judge typically isn't him. So it's kind of curious to know something to keep an eye on, to see how that is. I mean, if I understand, he keeps stating he's healthy, or he could just be like, hey, screw it, I'm going to play through this and that's it. I'm not doing it.
You also have to factor in, like, he doesn't talk much about his personal life. He is married. They could be, like, hypothetically, right? I have no idea. Hypothetically, they could be trying to have a kid and it's not working.
Yeah, it could be something personal.
I mean, that. Or they could be having hard times and maybe considering divorce. Like, you just don't know, right? So I hope it's not something outside of work that he's bringing into work. I do hope it's like something that the team can kind of figure out about, like I hope it's not I thought it might be abdominal. The one thing I'm concerned about is that, like, he was seeing the ball well enough to get a lot of walks, and that slowed down as well. And
I also do wonder though you're 100% right? Like he was at least drawing an insane amount of walks and still getting on base. You're like, all right, he's seeing it well, he's working the count. He's recognizing pitches, and he was just missing a lot of pitches. And I know he had mentioned something like that at one of his post-game press conferences. But now it's like, you're right. Now it's like 1, 2, 3 pitches and you're out. So I also just wonder, and I guess I kind of hope that this is the case, that he's physically healthy and maybe he's just pressing too much to try to get himself going out of frustration. I mean, that does happen because that's something that's like somewhat easily correctable.
It's also abnormally colder than usual in New York.
Yeah.
So it could be that it's just like by now, his birthday is this week. Maybe he's like, I'm used to the weather being warmer now. And it's just like, it's not helping him. He's getting, like you get older and the weather does affect how you show up in spaces. So, I mean, he's young compared to you and me, but he's one of the older guys on the team.
Yeah, I'm just hoping it's something that can be fixed, and who knows? He can go on a tear starting tomorrow. That's the way baseball works. They got an afternoon game.
That's
tomorrow.
Baseball, Susan.
That is baseball, Susan. It's true. That's it can turn just like that. So hopefully that's the case with Judge though. But I did want to make sure we address that because it is kind of concerning here. All right, so let's get to our awards of the week quickly. We'll start off with the top of the heap hitter of the week. I will start this one off.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to start. I will start this one off this week. All right. I think there's really only 2 possibilities, but I'm going to go with Juan Soto. And again, it almost feels like every week we could have been doing this because, I mean, the dude is on an insane. As cold as Judge has been, is as hot as Juan Soto has gotten off to this season. So. But Juan Soto over his last 7 games, 346 with a 452 on base percentage, 654 slug, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 5 walks, 9 hits, and 5 runs scored. And the Juan Soto honeymoon, bless you, love fest continues at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just the dude is just incredible to watch. I mean, I was obviously well aware of him from afar, but when you get to see a player of his caliber on a day-to-day basis, like you really appreciate what he does and how good he is, man. And offensively, I mean, his defense has been fine. I mean, it's been good. It hasn't been. I thought the route he took to the fly ball yesterday afternoon was a little suspect, but but for the most part, no, because that's been a knock, is that he's a good hitter, but his defense is very mediocre. But I think for the most part, he's been pretty good. He made a nice catch actually at the wall yesterday as well. So, but no, Juan Soto's been great. And he also was apparently at the Knicks game last night.
I saw the picture. Yeah,
Marcus Stroman, Nestor Cortez, Clark Schmidt. So
your boy Cabeza en la Basura was there?
Oh, of course he was. Oh, my God. He's just... oh, God.
The wordsmithing of that, by the way, on text message was making me laugh so hard.
No, because my first thought and this was in the group text I have with like Jerry and Steve and our friend Tommy. I blurted out because I was pissed at him. I blurted out, I just jokingly, I knew it wasn't correct. It was going to be like Cabeza de Culo or something like that. So, and whatever, it's like that. But I actually was like, hey, I wonder what the actual way is. And I know in these different Spanish dialects as well. So I was like, all right, I wonder what this is going to go with. And I spit that out, and I'm like, I don't know about this. And then I texted it to you, and it was like, no. Yes, we're talking about Gleyber Torres. For those who listen to this show, you can know that he frustrates the shit out of me because I see he clearly has talent, but his head is literally up his ass, I think, at times. And walk here, buddy. So I'm pretty sure your agent's like, start getting it together, my friend, because it has not been good for you so far. All right. Lyssa, who do you got for the top of the heap hitter of the week?
So I probably picked the other option that you were looking at, and I went with the big dog himself, Alex Verdugo.
Okay. Yes. That was it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So his stats for the week were 364 average. His on base and slugging is 891. He had 2 RBIs, 4 runs, 8 hits. On base percentage is 391, and his slugging is a 500. And he made some really great defensive plays today that I recall. He has flair when he goes for some of the ones that he has to chase after. I like his little, I like the slide and catch that he does.
See?
Don't like the chain. Like, lose the freaking chain. But
it's different. It's amazing what the difference a uniform makes.
And a haircut.
No, he's been all in. He's been all in. I'll give him it. He's another guy who's going to walk here, though. So, I mean, granted, I'm pretty sure he's going to be the odd man out because when that's another thing. Countdown until Jason Dominguez comes back.
My God.
Once he's healthy. I mean,
May, right? We're thinking May, June.
They're saying May, June. Yeah, because originally it was July, but it seems like he's making some pretty damn good progress. I mean, the kid's 21, 22 years old. So.
I know. He's like 15. So
yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, though, when that happens. So, and these things tend to work themselves out. So we'll see how it goes. But I agree. Alex Verdugo has also been one of the bright spots of the team and stuff. And we had mentioned in the beginning of the year, Soto, Verdugo, Stroman, like they're going to bring like a little bit more of an energy and a flair like to the Yankees to maybe because some of like whether you agree or disagree have been like, oh yeah, they're a little too corporate, a little too vanilla at times and stuff.
I 100% agree with that. Yeah,
but not the case now though. And because that's the thing, like I don't think Judge is necessarily like he's a great leader, I think, and he seems like he has the respect of everyone in the clubhouse and everything. But he's not that like the flair type guy. He's more of like the Derek Jeter kind of like leadership type role.
I'm gonna say he's
lead by example.
I don't know if you want to call it a step up or a step below Derek because the professionalism, yes, like right
that's
there
what
on
I mean.
the
Yeah.
But he does the home run celebrations with the guy, like he does the different things. And when he gets a hit, he does whatever, like if it's this or whatever it was, like he'll do that. Derek Jeter just went, that's it.
Jeter also had his handshakes though. Remember back then, Bernie Williams was actually the one who started the whole, because like we have our handshake on the softball. That's actually born of the 90s Yankees. That was their thing. It would start the same and then end differently. Jeter would do those. Jeter also, by the way, it's been pretty much all but confirmed. He did participate in the Jason Giambi Golden Thong thing.
Yes. We know that. But that's like you don't get to see that. No.
He does it, but like
you hear it after.
See it. Yeah,
exactly. I think you see Aaron Judge doing things.
Yeah.
So I like that part. I think that's cool. That's fun. But yeah, I mean, my favorite, like in general on teams, my favorite players have been the Nick Swishers. They've been the Johnny Damons, right? Like the guys that have like the fun personality, right? So it doesn't have to be the biggest A-Rod. It just has to be the fun personality. And I think that those guys that you named, I think that they all have that. They all bring that, right? They bring that energy that I think every team needs a couple of players with that type of personality.
Yeah, no, I fully agree because you don't need to have everyone with the same exact thing. And
Oh my god, that would be so boring.
no, it is. Yeah, you want a good mix, right?
Yeah.
Like not that it's like bumping heads, but like
No, but you need level-headed guys that are going to keep you focused on the game, like a Garrett Cole or Aaron Judge or even John Carlos Stanton. And then you need the guys that are going to clown around a bit and like celebrate and make noise and even get into a fight, like Darryl Strawberry was known to do.
and Graham Lloyd, who I brought up to, I mentioned him during the game yesterday randomly.
Who?
Graham Lloyd.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because if you watch the video, he also wasn't messing around. TJ asked me about if there was an Aussie on the Yankees, and I was like, Graham Lloyd was the first guy to pop in my mind.
Yeah.
I mentioned the brawl against the Orioles.
Oh yeah, man, he loved hopping over that fence.
Yeah, he was. You see him he was like, dude, I've been waiting for this like all season.
I know.
All right. Speaking of pitchers, though, our King of the Hill pitcher of the week, Lyssa. Who do you got?
Listen, I'm keeping a streak. I'm going with another reliever.
Who is it?
Do we have the same one?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Victor Gonzalez.
Wow, there it is. Wow, okay, because my runner-up was Nestor Cortez, honestly.
It would have been really easy for me to pick Nestor Cortez, but Victor Gonzalez, when I saw on the board today about the 5-game streak that's now a 6-game streak, I had to honor that. So yeah, he's got a 0 ERA. He had 2.1 innings pitched, 0 hits, 0 runs, 2 walks. His WHIP is 0.86 and his average against is 0. Like, just keep staying hot, Vic. And by the way, he comes out. If you want to add anything to that for a minute, I need to look something up real quick before I make a comment.
No, well, I will say, though, Victor Gonzalez has been someone who, I mean, it's pretty clear this is Boone's, backup closer when Holmes isn't available, because Clay Holmes was not available today since he worked the last 2 days. And, I mean, Clay Holmes is racking up the saves, but also has not been making it easy. I mean, it's rarely ever drama-free with Clay Holmes.
Yeah.
But I guess in the end, saves are saves, and that's it. You just hope that eventually he doesn't start getting smacked around because of this, and because he does lose his control a lot. So we'll see. What were you going to add?
Yeah, so I just had to look something up. I didn't want to assume anything. Victor Gonzalez is of Mexican ethnicity. Mm-hmm. His song, when he comes out, it is very culturally appropriate for him. Like, I'm talking, I think these are called, I think that song that he comes out to is described as a ranchero.
Okay.
Like, you know what he is. That's why I wanted to make sure I didn't want to call him something like, and then find out that he's like Ecuadorian or something. But like, and I love that, right? Like I love it. I'm Latina. I love when players come out to songs that represent their ethnicity. But like, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I wouldn't pick this as my song to walk out to. You and I have talked about what our walk-up songs would be, or our reliever songs would be. And it's not a song that's gonna scare. It's not Enter Sandman. Like,
which Mariano wasn't even familiar with Enter Sandman. Apparently that was chosen for him and he just went with it.
But it was perfect. Like,
it was phenomenal.
It was a lights out song. So it's just, we've commented on different players' songs over the years. Like Mark Teixeira used to make me giggle all the time with his picks. He never took it seriously. So I was just like pleasantly surprised, but also like, okay. I don't know. I didn't listen to the words to know like if there's, meaning to the song, but it's definitely not a I'm about to strike you out song. So I just wanted to comment on it because I heard it today and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, good job, Primo. Like you picked a very Latin song.
Nice. All right. So having said that, Yanks will go ahead and welcome in I don't want to jinx it though, but lowly Oakland A's this season.
4 games.
For the next 4 games. Tomorrow being a Monday matinee, which was tempting to not want to jump on that one because I do love myself a nice weekend matinee game, but I got my schedule packed through the week, so I think it was okay to
Ooh,
So shuffle this one then.
I'm off tomorrow, and had I not already gone to 2 straight games, I would have considered that.
2 straight games.
2 straight. I know. You go to 2 straight games in one day. I know.
No, I'm just kidding. It is tiring at times. I'm not
It's exhausting.
Plus, no, I mean, you physically, I'm not complaining. You hype yourself up, you experience it, but when you get home, it's just like,
Yep.
and then it can take times. I don't mind my little lulls in the schedule where I'm just like I can just chill and that's it.
Yep.
But go ahead. What do we got? Yankees, A's.
All right, so we have 4 games, as we mentioned. Game 1 tomorrow is JP Sears. He's a lefty. He's a 1-1 record, 4.35 ERA, and 9 strikeouts. And he'll be playing up against my new best friend, based on the picture that we took together, Carlos Rodon. He's a lefty as well, 1-1 record, 3.66 ERA, and 18 strikeouts. On Tuesday, Paul Blackburn will be going up for the A's, and he's a righty. He is a 2-0 record, 1.08 ERA, and 18 strikeouts versus our friend Marcus Stroman. He's also a righty, 1-1 record, 2.42 ERA, and 19 strikeouts on the season. So that's a good little matchup right there.
Mm-hmm.
On Wednesday, we have Joe Boyle. He's a righty, 1-3 record, 7.23 ERA, and 18 strikeouts. He'll be up against Clark Schmidt, our righty, 1-0 record, 3.15 ERA, and 23 strikeouts. And then on Thursday, we have Alex Wood. He's a lefty, 0-2 record, 7.89 ERA, and 20 strikeouts versus one of my personal favorites, even though he didn't say hi to me today, Nestor Cortez Jr., a lefty, 1-1 record, 3.41 ERA, and 28 strikeouts on the season so far. So we'll see how they do. But like Ed said, we don't want to jinx it.
Yes.
But
sure.
We hopefully will sweep the series.
No, listen, this is how it goes, right? Just you want to sweep it. Worst case scenario, 3 out of 4. You can't mess around. You got to get the wins when they're there and stuff. Hopefully Aaron Judge gets going, and like Carlos Rodon, Stroman, Schmidt, Cortez. This is the guys you got to dominate. You got to dominate off them.
Yep.
That's what it is. And I get it's baseball. Anything can happen, but you got to do it. This is it on the schedule. So,
yeah.
All right. So that pretty much does it for us this week. The music battle continues because I still keep on not getting my damn streaming service back. So, whatever. All right. Thank you for joining us as always. We always appreciate it. If you checked us out on Facebook, be sure to check out the Empire 161 Show Facebook group where we share our daily lineups and highlights and all the other fun stuff that don't make the shows. You can check us out there. Also check out Pop Culture Pros and popculturepros.com. That's who we are represented by. Also YouTube, subscribe to Pop Culture Pros. And on X, Twitter, you can go ahead and give us a follow at Empire 161 Show. Also follow at Pop Culture Pros. On Instagram at _. Yes, I did. Empire _161 show. And check that out.
A lot of content there today.
Check out Lyssa's photo dumps on there from Legacy Club Photo Day. Check that out. We'll be back next week. Date and time to be determined as per usual, but we will make it happen. So we'll see you next week. Let's go Yankees.
Bye, everybody.
Peace.